What's going on, Staten Island, and welcome to a very special presentation brought to you by your friends at Metro United Sports Unlimited, a proud 501c3 in New York State, brought to you by Bobby Glenister, Tom Milano, Chris Reyes, and myself, Todd Bivona. It's great to have you along with us. What are we doing here today? We're previewing the 2025 high school boys baseball varsity season and getting you set for what's to come. Had a great year last year. St. Peter's, big highlight. Tottenville, perennial powerhouse. But what do we have in store this season? From Team USA, as mentioned, Chris is going to help us out, break down the coaches, the players, the facilities, some upgrades. We have some history to go back on.
Yes, we do.
Plenty of players in the past that have moved on to minor league ball, to pro ball. We're going to cover everything, all right? So we're going to get to each and every team on Staten Island and see what their schedule is going to be looking like, where they're going to be traveling to, and who's got the best shot to make it all the way. Once again, we want to thank our friends at TUF Media for helping us out behind the scenes. And, of course, this is an MUSU production. Great to have you along with us. Going to be a great ride. Plenty of content you're going to get from here, not just what you're watching here today. Be sure to like us on Instagram or like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit notifications so you can see each team's preview is going to have its very own video, which will be great for you to share with all your friends and families when it comes to your son, daughter, or classmate, perhaps, looking forward to this 2025 baseball season on Staten Island. Chris, you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, let's dig in. Once again, Metro United Sports Unlimited proudly presents this preview of the 2025 Staten Island High School boys baseball season. Our trip around the rock, Staten Island, the fifth borough, continues. We're previewing the 2025 baseball boys varsity season. Our next stop, we're on the North Shore. We head to Curtis, not far from where we're at the beautiful home of the Staten Island Ferryhawks. This is Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. Many thanks to Eric, Gary, and Nick for allowing us to be here in the suite. It's a newly renovated suite, actually, here. They opened it up, made a nice, big, open suite. Be sure to get your tickets now. They are on sale, individual tickets for the Staten Island Ferryhawks this season, Chris. So we always want to support our local team, our good friend, Coach Mike Morrow, who you are going to see in some of these podcasts, previewing and commenting on this baseball season. He is the coach here at Staten Island Ferryhawks, in addition to being the head coach over at CSI, was my coach back at Tottenville High School, and your coach,
yes, sir,
actually, at Tottenville High School way back in the day. But again, thanks to our friends here at the Ferryhawks, TUF Media, Metro United Sports Unlimited, proudly power this production and this preview of the season. As we said, the Curtis Warriors, who in my mind, a lot of these teams have always been at the top. To me, Curtis was always a thorn in the side of the Pirates.
Absolutely.
Facing them. I was very fortunate enough in the 2003 year, I faced, God rest his soul, Anthony Favaro, who was an incredible pitcher. I actually got a hit off of him. I'll never forget. I think it was my junior year at Curtis, I believe, is when I was filling in for Alex Phillis.
Okay.
Actually, at second base, I played like the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of my claims to fame was a hit off of Anthony Favaro.
Hey, that's a good one.
And I remember
that's a real good one, Todd.
I remember giving Mike Maynard a little bit of a problem too. I think he walked me twice one game. But anyway, enough about us.
You weren't an easy out. I remember this. You were not an easy out.
Small strike zone, guys. Small strike zone. But yeah, the Curtis Warriors of 2025. We are heading over to the North Shore, as mentioned. Anthony Formica. What can we expect from Mr. Formica's team, and what kind of brand of baseball, as I always like to ask Chris, could we expect out of the Warriors, and some key names that we're looking for, Chris?
Yeah, so Coach is a good friend of mine, good friend of the family. I train his son, Thomas. The thing you expect from the Curtis is that the Curtis Warriors, that they're going to be prepared, Todd. Anthony is that type of coach that makes sure he goes over every situation so that there is no blame. You have to figure it out, and you have to be a really good teammate to figure it out. They're going to be prepared. They're going to run a lot. They got a ton of athletic kids from that near the ferry area that really super athletic. A lot of Snug Harbor products, obviously, because that's the zoning. But Coach Formica, he's that guy that, he knows the game in and out. And it's an interesting dynamic this year because his son is the catcher, right?
Oh, man.
So it's almost like a double combination coming at you with the Formicas. They're going to be prepared, right? They're going to be athletic. They're going to be prepared, and they're going to like to run. So that's what I can give you as a quick preview. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
and it's not far off from what you played, what I played
Yeah.
when we many moons ago. Curtis is that team that will come at you. They're not going to be afraid of you.
That's for sure.
But it's going to come down to pitching and obviously playing defense.
Yeah, they've always had a lot of confidence behind them at every position.
Sure.
I always felt, and these guys were always ready to knock you out.
Sure.
And despite it, we were big bad Tottenville. They were always up for the challenge, and they still have had a great history in recent years. Always, whether it's making the playoffs and making a little bit of a late run, giving these other schools, Midwood, giving these schools, Monroe, a run for their money for sure. So I think this is still a well-rounded organization.
Absolutely.
I think they have some good pitching. I think they'll have some guys that are going to paint the corners and work the game.
Absolutely.
Which I think is very important. And just looking at
and just to complement that, Todd, I drive by quite frequently. The first thing is the field is beautiful. The cages.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
they have redone the whole field, so they're out there every single day.
That's right.
Working and working, and I drive by. I pay attention. Like I said, I train Thomas, coach's son.
Yeah.
I like to look in through the fence, and they are always working. So you're not going to have an unprepared Curtis team. They're going to be ready.
And a guy like Chris Maturana,
yep,
4 years on varsity. My goodness. Again, I've said this before in other previews of this Staten Island High School boys varsity baseball season. He can play many positions.
Sure.
And at this point, he is the guy. He is a leader.
They seem to attract those type of kids. Anthony Valvera was that kid. Yeah. He was going to throw 90 at you, play shortstop. If you needed him to play right field, he would do that, right? And that's one of the things that me and Anthony got along with for so long was, being that kid that was a baseball player. And when you look at Curtis's roster, they have a ton of baseball players.
That's right.
And in the PSAL, Todd, if you come at the other teams with some guys that just know the game and they're baseball players, what they're going to be deadly this year. I think they're going to have a good year. I could hear it in Coach's voice that he feels very confident in his son Thomas behind the plate, who ended up being a MUBL All-Star attendee last year. And then the list goes on and on. Another person to look at is Ian Theis. He's a shortstop pitcher. As a sophomore, he struck out one time.
That's incredible. It's like Tony Gwynn. That's Tony Gwynn status right there.
Yeah, so what does that say? To me, that tells me that he's ready. He wants to get on base.
Yeah.
And his barrel accuracy is probably pretty damn good.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
It says that he is the ace, defensively.
Sure.
Really, really sharp. And just I love reading that he's got fundamentals.
Yeah.
That's to me one of the best signs of a really good ball player at this level specifically. The fundamentals are taken care of, and it's fluid. Know what happens when the baseball comes to me.
Absolutely.
Situational awareness, body awareness, and awareness of the simple catch and throw. Make the pitch and paint your spots.
We're starting to see that more from the North Shore of Staten Island because you have a lot of kids that are playing at Snug Harbor. Obviously, where are they going to go to school? They're going to go to a public school near their league, right? And we're starting to see, and I hear it when I speak to Coach Formica, that he's starting to get those Snug Harbor kids, right? The athletic kids. Phenomenal development at Snug Harbor. They love the game. Most importantly, and I think this is where Anthony comes back into the to the conversation, they respect the game.
Sure.
Right? They respect the game, Todd. And what's happening is we're starting to see that wave from Snug Harbor come to Curtis,
right?
Come to St. Peter's, come to these high schools in the North Shore, and I think it's just it's a community coming together, and Curtis is reaping the benefit.
And boy, did the community really come together when we honored our late great friend Anthony Vivaro, who, as we have mentioned in detail, was an excellent player, one of the best in the city of his time. But then moved on to be an amazing, outstanding human being who was big in the community, who served his community incredibly well with incredible amount of respect, with great poise, and someone that I know as a former Staten Islander, raised here for 25 years, very proud of someone like that to have just kind of known him, and it was great to see us as a borough come out for him at his gala and be there to support him and his family and to remember him.
Yeah.
Because it's somebody like that, Chris, that we talk about family. We talk about community. We talk about growing up with these guys, watching them since they're kids,
Sure.
but developing a relationship with them all that's so important, so valuable, and it rings true even to today. And I'm a proud product of the Pirate organization and staying close with those guys. And when push comes to shove and you need it, to have those guys now is so important. And to be on a city championship team, you're never going to forget it.
And that's exactly what Coach Formica is creating at Curtis. Yeah. And you could see it in their players. They're very well respected. They respect the umpires.
Yep.
Coach does the same. And you see it in his son, and you see it in the rest of the players. And, it's the legacy being passed down from the Anthony Valveros of the world and so on and so forth. They're making a change in the North Shore at Snug and at Curtis. It's interesting to watch, and
that's
guys, you keep your eyes on that Snug Harbor thing. They're doing a great thing over there.
You guys are in for a treat for Warrior baseball this year. Coach Formica, Anthony, I think I said Formica at the beginning. Coach, I apologize if I butchered your name. I was thinking Formica.
I do the same thing. So.
I thought it was a plant. No, it was actually a Formica, like a flooring. So Formica, Coach, apologize. And to your son, Tommy, the sophomore, who the guys are going to be looking after to really perform well for the Warriors this year, Chris. So this is going to be a solid squad that's looking to compete and stay competitive with the rest of the PSAL.
Yeah, and I think Thomas is going to lead the way for Coach, his son. I say that not only because he's a talented kid, but he's also a leader. Plays with a ton of energy. He's the guy that has the black eye paint on. He has the eye black on smeared. He's running into the dirt and he's diving. And I think although he's a sophomore, Todd, he's going to be the guy that is the catalyst for that team. And I think his dad is going to rely on him a lot.
And that bodes well for the program.
Absolutely.
As well. I mean, as a sophomore, to be at that level, and you're going to be, as I love to say, battle tested. This guy's going to be battle tested.
Absolutely.
And he's going to be an absolute stud this year and moving on. But that's Chris. I'm Todd, Team USA Baseball, TUF Media, Metro United, Sports Unlimited, getting you this preview of the Curtis Warriors for the 2025 baseball season. Great to have you along with us. Going to be a great ride. Plenty of content you're going to get from here, not just what you're watching here today. Be sure to like us on Instagram or like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit notifications so you can see each team's preview is going to have its very own video of the 2025 Staten Island High School boys baseball season.